Welcome to the How to Verify that Students Are Registered for the Texas English Language Proficiency Assessment System, TELPAS, and TELPAS Alternate training video. In this training, we will review how to verify student eligibility and how to upload files to register students in bulk to make sure students are administered the correct tests. The Texas English Language Proficiency Assessment System, TELPAS, is designed to assess the progress that emergent bilingual (EB) students make in learning the English language. EB students in kindergarten through grade 12 are required to participate in TELPAS, including students classified as EB in the Public Education Information Management System, PIEMS, whose parents have declined bilingual or English as a second language (ESL) program services, PIEMS Code C. Students in kindergarten and grade 1 are holistically rated in the listening, speaking, reading, and writing domains. Students in grades 2 to 12 will take a combined listening and speaking test online and a combined reading and writing test online. Please note that student records must first exist in the Test Information Distribution Engine, TIDE, before student eligibility information can be entered or updated. TELPAS Alternate is designed to assess the progress that EB students with the most significant cognitive disabilities, who are enrolled in grades 2 to 12, make in learning the English language. It is a holistic inventory based on the 4 language domains. Just as with TELPAS, student records must first exist in TIDE before student eligibility information can be entered or updated. First, we will review how district and campus testing coordinators can verify that students are correctly registered for TELPAS and TELPAS Alternate. It is important to note that all students who are eligible for TELPAS must have the Emergent Bilingual Indicator Code set to 1, identified as Emergent Bilingual (EB), in the Additional Student Information panel of TIDE. After it has been verified that this field is selected, no further action is required for TELPAS students in grades 2 to 12 to participate in the online administration of the TELPAS tests and K-1 students to be rated for holistic assessments. If the student is eligible for a special paper or holistic administration of TELPAS, he or she must have yes marked for either the Special Ed Indicator Code or Section 504 Indicator Code. If neither of these fields are selected, the student will not be considered eligible for a TELPAS special administration. Now, we will explore the Test Format Indicator panel of TIDE. For TELPAS, all students will default to an online test mode. For K-1 students, there is no action required for the test format indicator if the student's grade level is noted in TIDE as kindergarten or grade 1, even if the test mode is in the online mode. Remember, students in grades 2 to 12 must have yes marked for either the Special Ed Indicator Code or Section 504 Indicator Code in order to be eligible for paper or holistic administration. If a student is eligible for a holistic administration of TELPAS listening, speaking, or writing, or for a paper administration of TELPAS reading, district and campus personnel will need to make changes in the test mode option in the Test Format Indicator panel. Be sure to change from online to holistic in the test mode field for TELPAS listening and speaking, and from online to paper and holistic for TELPAS reading and writing, respectively. In the STAR and TELPAS paper test format option, select the type of TELPAS reading test booklet the student needs. It is important to note that quantities of TELPAS test administrator manuals and TELPAS reading paper materials will be determined based on student eligibility in TIDE, provided that these fields are entered by the deadline on the calendar of events. It is important to note that all students who are eligible for TELPAS Alternate must have the Emergent Bilingual Indicator Code set to 1, identified as Emergent Bilingual (EB), and the Special Ed Indicator Code set to yes in the Additional Student Information panel of TIDE. If these fields are not selected, the student will not be considered eligible for a TELPAS Alternate test administration. Additionally, all students who are eligible for TELPAS Alternate must have the TELPAS Alternate flag set to yes in the Student Eligibility Summative panel. It is important to note that quantities of TELPAS Alternate observable behavior inventories will be determined based on student eligibility in TIDE, provided that this field is entered by the deadline on the calendar of events. Please note that there is not an additional order window for TELPAS Alternate. Here are some helpful reminders. The initial order shipment will now include TELPAS reading paper test materials in addition to the TELPAS test administrator manuals and TELPAS Alternate observable behavior inventories, based on the student eligibility noted in TIDE. If student eligibility flags are not set by the deadline in the calendar of events, districts will need to order TELPAS reading paper test materials during the additional order window. For the student to be considered eligible for a special administration and districts to receive test materials, the following flags must be selected. In the additional student information panel. 1. Identified as emergent bilingual, EB/English learner, EL, in the emergent bilingual field. Yes, for either special ed or Section 504 indicator codes. In the test format indicator panel, paper and holistic for the TELPAS reading and writing field under test mode. Applicable paper test types, such as regular print, large print, Braille contracted, and Braille uncontracted for TELPAS reading under STAR and TELPAS paper test format. Designated testing personnel will not be able to enter student responses in RE for a student unless appropriate flags are selected in TIDE. Please note that district and campus personnel must use the Holistic Rating Upload template to submit TELPAS holistic ratings for all students in kindergarten and grade 1 and for all students in grades 2 to 12 who participate in a special holistic administration of TELPAS listening, speaking, or writing assessments. Let us first review how you can search for students who are registered to participate in TELPAS or TELPAS Alternate. From the Manage Students page, select options for the required criteria. In Advanced Search, scroll down to locate the Emergent Bilingual Indicator Code option in the Search Fields drop-down menu. Click the Add Selected button and the Emergent Bilingual Indicator Code drop-down menu will appear. We will then select the one, identified as Emergent Bilingual, EB, option. Click Search to continue. Because we selected all students with an EB code of 1, the search results will include all students who are eligible for TELPAS or TELPAS Alternate. You can revise your search criteria in the Advanced Search field to narrow down your search results. In this next example, we will only look for students with an EB code of 1 who are registered to take TELPAS Alternate. Expand the Add New Criteria drop-down menu and locate the Alternate Student flag option. Click Add Selected. Select Yes from the TELPAS Alternate drop-down menu. Click Search to continue. Now your search results include only students who are scheduled to be assessed with TELPAS Alternate. We will now review how to upload files to register students in bulk. Use the Upload button on the student information card to upload multiple students at once. It is important to note that, when differences in data exist, TIDE will update and override information based on the most recently uploaded data file. If some fields are unintentionally left blank in the data file, TIDE will retain the existing data. If the acceptable values for the column indicate blank equals database value retained in the TIDE student registration upload file format file, the value will not be overridden when uploading a blank value while all other fields will be overridden. For more information about which fields will not be overridden by blank values and additional guidance on how to prepare the upload student information file, please refer to TIDE upload file formats in the Technology Resource page of the Texas Assessment website. For student files that contain 2,000 or more records, the validation results for the first 200 records are displayed while the remaining records are processed offline. The upload process has 4 steps: upload, preview, validate, and confirmation. First, click Download Template to download a template for your upload file. Open the template, enter information for the students you wish to add using Excel or another program, and save the file in Excel or CSV format. Once you return to TIDE, click Choose File or utilize the drag and drop feature to upload the file you just saved. Click Next. The Upload Preview screen appears. If everything is accurate, proceed to confirm. Using the Microsoft Excel file you downloaded from the Upload Student Information page, you can register students or make necessary changes to update students' eligibility for TELPAS and TELPAS Alternate. The Emergent Bilingual Indicator Code, EB, flag, for example, is located in column T. Years in U.S. schools can be entered in column X. Please note that this field should be left blank for kindergarten students who participate in TELPAS. To set a flag for TELPAS Alternate, enter Y in column AK. In column BO, be sure to indicate Add when updating student records. District testing coordinators can use the Upload Additional Student Fields option to add or modify students' attributes without having to upload an entire student information file. To use this option, please note that student records must exist in TIDE first. You should download the template and fill out the fields for students whose attributes need to be modified. If you need to add or modify multiple attributes, multiple rows with the same ID are required, as only one attribute can be listed in a single row. Here are some examples of how districts and campuses can use the additional student fields file. To ensure that all eligible students will participate in the TELPAS administration, you may upload this file to set the appropriate emergent bilingual indicator code flags prior to the opening of the TELPAS testing window. Another example is to upload a file to apply the online embedded supports, such as speech-to-text, to a set of students based on the most recent student eligibilities prior to a test administration window. Use the action column on the template to add or delete a value for the row. When you are finished with the file, upload it to make the necessary changes in TIDE. For files that contain 2,000 or more records, the validation results for the first 200 records are displayed while the remaining records are processed offline. Educators and technology staff may contact Texas Testing Support at 833-601-8821, at texastestingsupport@cambiumassessment.com, or by using the chat feature located on the Texas Assessment Program website. This concludes the How to Verify that Students Are Registered for TELPAS and TELPAS Alternate training video. You may review the contents of this video by using the controls on your player.